Okay, hey guys, coming to you as I go for a little walk around my farm in the country. But this video is just a on-the-spot thought I had. I was replying to a client just before doing the typical updates, and it was in regards to coaching, and it made me think how important the coach, or how important individualism is from a coach's standpoint. And we know that. I mean, we know that everyone has different needs and different requirements in regards to nutrition, programming, even their lifestyle or how they structure things, and that's fine. But what I mean more specifically is in regards to show day. So how important the coach's eye is, so to speak, on show day, whether it be powerlifting, bodybuilding, a certain sport. And it got me thinking that when picking a coach, you need to make sure that coach is able to provide you with specific and individual needs for you as the athlete. Okay, so we'll go, and what I want to do is I want to give an example. So for example, I have two, I suppose now world-class athletes, Kelly Clark and Jess Gilbert, competing for Australia in South Africa in 2 weeks' time. And Kelly, for example, a couple of years ago, so we've been working together for about 3 years, and she's just got such a great drive and self-drive to succeed. And that's another point I want to make. We all could have the best coaches in the world with the most experience, the best knowledge, and this is touching on another subject. But if we don't have a self-drive, if we're not self-driven to a point, then we're not going to succeed. We can't rely solely on the coach to do the work for us, because we're not going to be able to do that as coaches. The clients are, the athletes are, the recreational gym goers are going to be the ones to drive the train. The coaches are going to be one to lay the tracks and, drive you guys in the best possible direction that we feel, suits you guys best. So anyway, back to Kel. I thought in powerlifting, specifically powerlifting, you had to be, I suppose, the stereotype kind of hardcore workup to your lift. We would have her listen to some crazy music, give her a slap on the back, and yeah, okay, she did some good lifts. However, one day I remember at a comp, we were talking out the back behind a platform, and we're just having a typical laugh as we do. And she got called up to lift, and in 1 minute she had to drop everything and quickly put a belt on and wrist straps. Actually, no, she didn't use a belt then. Put her wrist straps. I probably didn't even use wrist straps then. And walk straight to the platform. Next minute she hits an Aussie record, and she walked off the platform, and when we stood there and think, what the hell just happened? We weren't even really focused for that instant, for that moment in time. About for her to go lift. And we took a step back and realised that, hang on, because she was less pumped or less amped. She was focused on that lift, don't get me wrong, like she was focused on each individual lift, as she always is. But leading up to that, we had a joke, we had some fun, she laughed, and she ended up hitting an Aussie record, something that I think was a pretty decent lift for her back then, like a 145 squat, which now she's hitting 165. So more so my point is, because we found out that she reacts better to less psych, less amp, less pump up, she was able to provide herself and prove herself with some better lifts. And now as she competes all the time, we play around a little bit, and it's a little bit funny, not funny, but when we're backstage in a comp, don't get me wrong, I don't do this loudly. Like I don't you know, joke around and try to put other people off. In the warm-up area, I keep to my little circle with Curl, and we sit there or we stand there and we have a little joke. But I do see people looking and staring and thinking, what the hell what are we doing? We're sitting at the back, she's about to go for an Aussie record, and we're sitting there having a joke, and I think, I just look around and I think, like, look how different coaches can be, how different they should be. So they need to adapt and react to individual clients at specific times. And then on the contrary, look at one of my other clients, as I said, Jess Gilbert. She and as she admits, she's a very I suppose needy girl on the day of a competition, which is 100% fine, which I love, giving her that attention. It's fun. And she's a girl that needs that psych up, that loves the music, the slap on the back. She loves the cue motivational words, and everything's done to pretty much a T with her. If one thing's out of line, she stresses. But I mean, and like I said, she is an awesome lifter. She she hits Aussie records when she can. She's amazingly strong. But if I gave Jess what I give Curl and Curl what I gave Jess, I really do think their performance on the day would decrease. So my point is, as an athlete and as a coach, as an athlete, really make sure you are able to choose a coach that is able to adapt and change, not so much how they are, but how they treat the situation for you as the athlete on the day. And I really do think it's important, because the hard work is done. I mean, Kelly and Jess put the hard work in. They stuck to the nutrition, they stuck to the protocols I give them. They did the hard work. I just laid the tracks. They done all the hard work. But it would be a massive shame on the day of the comp if me as a coach wasn't able to fulfill what they needed for the day. If I couldn't give Jess the mental cues, or even the physical cues, that she needs and wants for that day, or if I never learnt that Kel responds better to a little bit of a relaxed situation. So, as a coach, I think it's important that we do have an open mindset to each individual client, and as an athlete, I think it's important that you are able to find someone, more specifically on show day, and even as a bodybuilder, who is able to treat you in the situation as needed, as an individual athlete. So as that thought came to mind, I thought it was important to address, just to make sure that everything is as best we can be. Programming, training, coaching, communication with the coach, and that is a massive factor of it as well. You've got to be self-driven. The coach has got to be driven. It's a team effort between you and your coach. So keep training hard. I look forward to watching you guys progress. Anyone who's watching the video. And I mean, if you have any questions, theories, queries, concerns, issues, make sure you always talk about it with your coach. Be as open as possible, and train hard.